right, guys, I'm here to do exit ticket 4.2. Let's go ahead and get started. So we start off, it says Pam and her brother both opened savings accounts. Each begins with a balance of $0. For every $2 that Pam saves in her account, her brother saves $5 in his account. First thing I want to do before I even start looking at the rest of it is mark up the text because there's important information here. I always tell you to look for that for every statement, and here it is right here for us. Remember, the for every statement tells you that you need to remember to pay attention to the order and the numbers and what you are comparing. So in this case, the first number that comes up is going to be 2, and then the second one that comes up is 5. Now, what does the $2 go with? Well, the $2 is referencing Pam and how much money she has in her account, while the $5 is representing how much her brother has in his account. All right, so we can go ahead and start with number 1. It says determine a ratio to describe the money in Pam's account to the money in her brother's account. So that's giving us the order that it wants. So Pam is going to come first, then the brother, very similar to how it was up here at the top. So we've got P for Pam, B for her brother, and we said that 2 and Pam go together, and the brother and 5 go together. So the ratio that describes the money in Pam's account to the money in her brother's account is going to be 2 to 5. Number 2, if Pam has $40 in her account, how much money does her brother have in his account? Use a model to depict, in other words, to show the problem and the solution. So Pam is going to have $40, and we have to use that information to figure out how much money her brother has in his account. So I'm going to start with our original ratio. It was Pam to her brother, and it was 2 to 5. I'm going to use that information to build my tape diagram. So I always start with the number of boxes that they share, so they both are going to have at least 2, but her brother is going to have 5 boxes total, so I need to add 3 more boxes on. Let's double check the work here. It says Pam and 2 go together, right? So Pam, I should have 2 boxes. Perfect. All right. Her brother goes with 5. So for her brother's tape diagram, I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we did do that correctly. Now it has this information here where it says Pam has $40 in her account. So that means, since I'm using yellow, Pam, these yellow boxes that represent Pam, those 2 boxes are going to have to add up to equal $40. So if the quantity of 2 boxes makes up 40, how much is 1 box going to make up? So to figure that out, we divide 40 by the number of boxes that we have, which is 2. And we all know 40 divided by 2 is 20. So each number inside, or each value of the box, is going to be 20. Now we have enough information to be able to answer how much money her brother has in his account. All we have to do is look at her brother's tape diagram and add up these 5 boxes. So like I just said, there's 5 boxes that all have $20 in them. So we have to multiply 5 times 20. That's going to give us 100. So Pam's brother has $100 in his savings account. One of the biggest problems I saw with number 2 on your exit tickets is that the answer statement wasn't given. I did give you full credit even if you didn't have it, but I'm going to start not giving full credit for that stuff because that is very important, especially in word problems. So make sure you guys do that. All right, last but not least, number 3. Create another possible ratio that describes the relationship between the amount of money in Pam's account and the amount of money in her brother's account. Draw a model to prove that the ratio accurately describes the same relationship. So we have to create another possible ratio that's going to be equivalent. So we want an equivalent ratio. So let's write our original ratio out. P to B is 2 to 5. And I'm going to draw the same exact tape diagrams that I drew. Since the relationship is going to remain the same between the numbers, that's why I keep the number of boxes the same. That helps me keep the relationship the same. The only thing that's going to change is the number that goes inside the box. Okay? So for the last ratio, we had $20. Oops, I'm sorry. Nope, not 20. For Pam to her brother, the ratio we had was 40 to 100. So we want to find another equivalent ratio that's equivalent to 40 to 100, as well as our 2 to 5. So we want these to end up equaling something other than 2 and other than 5, as well as something different from 40 and 100. So we could put about any number in here that we wanted to, as long as we use the same number in each of the boxes. So let's see, my lucky number is 17. Let's do 17. Just got to make sure I put 17 in all of the boxes. Now to just figure out the total, here I would multiply 17 times 2. And here I would multiply 17 times 5. So let's quickly work that out. 2 times 7 is 14, carry the 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus the 1 is 3. And 17 times 5. 5 times 7 is 35, carry the 3. Oops, I hate it when it does that. So I carried my 3. Now 5 times 1 is 5, plus the 3 would be 8. So the new relationship would be 34 to 85. Now I picked a pretty complicated number. You could have done something a lot easier, such as 2 even. You could have put 2 inside of each box. Let's see if I can make this work. 2, 2, 2, 2. Over and over. So up here, 2 times 2 would have been 4. And here, 2 times 5, we all know is 10. So another equivalent ratio could have been 4 to 10. So as long as you're putting the same number inside of these boxes, everything should be okay. All right, guys, that does it for Exit Ticket to 4.2. If you have any questions, just see me later. Toodles.